Well, good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to our session. So thank you so much for sparing your time on weekend. For the next 1 hour, you're definitely going to understand what is this technology all about and what is this data engineering and how can we handle data engineering problems. To get started, data engineering is one of the buzz keyword in the recent years, being one of the top skill in the market. What exactly is data engineering and who can become a data engineer? What are the skills required to become a data engineer? What are the opportunities you can get as a data engineer and how to get job in data engineering is what we are going to discuss today. At a high level, this is a technology which we will be talking about for the next 1 hour, which gives you a very strong foundation who can choose this subject and who can master the skills, right? With that, let's get into the agenda. Before moving on to agenda, it's my honor and privilege to talk about myself. Most of you know me and myself, Santosh. I have a decade of experience working in IT, and from the day one of my career, I've been working with data-driven technologies. Currently, being a senior manager in Microsoft, that's my primary work. And apart from that, I'm also contributing to KSR training for the last 5 years. Being experienced in working with different domains, I'm also a corporate trainer, helping the corporate people to understand all about the technologies. And I do have around 5 years of experience in training as well. So with this short introduction, let's get into the agenda. We'll start with data engineering. It's a very buzzword in the recent technologies, in the recent years. We'll see what is this data engineering. And that makes us to understand a concept of big data. We'll get into a big data. And then we'll try to understand in a very layman term. And finally, we'll talk about ETL and what we are going to learn as part of this course. With this agenda, let's move on to talk about on few use cases. The top data-driven technologies, if you see, it's actually data analyst, data scientist, and business analyst. As long as you're using smartphones, internet, and devices, please be informed that the data-driven technologies will never fall down, right? And the top data technologies are data analyst, data scientist, and business analyst. Hold on. You started the slide with data engineering, but where is data engineering in this? You're talking about data engineering being one of the top skill in the market. Where is data engineering in this slide? Well, to give you more context, all these top driven data driven technologies, being a data analyst or a data scientist or business analyst, well, please be informed that the root itself is data engineers. If there are no data engineers, never ever imagine that you will have other skills in the market. If you have a very talented data engineers who can work for your projects, that gives you the foundation for all the other skills, which is data analyst, data scientist, and business analyst. Now, keeping the top layer aside, we will start focusing on what is this data engineering. Now, data engineering is a subject which we deal with data, right? And what are we going to do? We'll try to see in the couple of use case. To give a very layman example, I'll talk about a use case. Imagine each and every one would have purchased a product in Amazon, right? Each and every one, at least once, you would have purchased a product in Amazon. Now, I don't know whether you people have observed or not. Whenever you buy a product, maybe let's take an iPhone or you take any other product, the one which is highlighted here, you'll be seeing this. The one which is highlighted here, you'll be seeing this. In every product, there will be a seller who will be added into this portal. Just to give a background about Amazon, Amazon is not a company who are manufacturing products. They only act like an intermediate company where most of the branded companies, they sell their products to Amazon and Amazon is a people who are selling to our end users. Who are end users? It's me, it's you, it's your friend, it's your neighbors, right? And that's how Amazon is making money. Every product which you purchase on Amazon, you will be getting a seller like this, correct? You will be getting a seller like this. Now, imagine the main objective of Amazon is there are different type of sellers. There are different type of sellers, and we wanted to figure out which seller is actually contributing to highest growth, highest revenue, highest profit, right? The one which you're seeing on the screen is called Appareo Retail Private Limited. It's again a small retail company. With the help of this retail company, the product will be shipped, the product will be delivered for you, but the entire platform will be taken care by Amazon in terms of adding the product, adding to the cart, and then buying it, and then choosing the address. All this is managed by the platform, but internally, the product, the shipping, the purchase is being handled by a retail company, correct? Now I'm talking about only one retail, and there is another product which I'm taking, a Vivo V7, and this time it is another product which is shipped and delivered, and the responsibility is taken by another retail company. This is called market toppers. Now, one case we solved Aprio, and in other case we called market toppers. Now imagine there are millions of company in millions of products in Amazon. Now, if each one is managed by this type of retailers, how can I start measuring my revenue? Every company's main objective is to check how much of profit you're making, how much of revenue is getting generated. And for that reason, we wanted to understand each one's retail company, how much of revenue is getting generated. If I know this on a high level, I can also get to know about Amazon, correct? Now, the first problem with this case study is Aprio Retail is actually, I've made 895 transactions. They're sending in the form of a CSV files. Now, CSV files is a comma separated file where the data will be sent to our team in the form of a Excel file. Now, there is another company, okay? So it is called Dwandek Electronics. They're also making some 75 transactions. And this time, they're sending in the form of an XML. We'll talk about retail EX, we'll talk about telematics, we'll talk about Swedix. So all this, if you see, they're all making a good sales, and the transaction detail is sent in the form of different file formats. What are the different file formats? Some people are sending in CSV, some people are sending in Excel, some people are sending in JSON, some people are sending in XML. Well, this is what is happening. Now, as I've told you, 2 examples for 2 products, if those companies are directly sharing this type of results, and imagine each one is taking responsibility for one data, and we have 5 people who is taking care of 5 data sets and started analyzing out of this 895 products, how many products, what is the sales, what is the profit, how many customers. If this is what is being analyzed, and it has been done by 5 people. It is done by 5 people, and all the 5 people will go and talk to CEO saying that from this company we have got this much sales. From this company we have got X%. From this company we have got Y%. Well, how long you can go and poke your CEO? And here I have taken an example of only 5 retail company, and in Amazon, what if you have 50,000 retails? Do you think all this 50,000 retail company owners will go and talk to CEO? Definitely not. Definitely not. Now, this is a solution 1 we have. Now, just think, I'm going to refine this. I'm going to come up with another solution, which is going to be a better than this. What I'm going to do, carefully observe. First thing, why you need 5 people? For analyzing 5 files, for analyzing 5 retail company, why do you need 5 people? You know what I've done? First of all the files formats which I'm getting, and I'm getting in the form of a different Excel files, I'm first putting into a database. database. So what is this database? So database is a place where you're storing the data, right? So all the file formats I'm putting into a database, and from that database, I am going to take analysis saying that which company, which retail company, what is a transaction, and what is a profit they have made, and also what is a revenue that is getting generated. Now, only one person goes and talks to CEO and he gives you the complete in and out of information about all these retail companies. Compared to the previous solutions where 5 people are required for analyzing 5 data sets, what I am done now, everything I'm bringing into one place, and in that place I'm going to do an analysis. Well, the person who's sitting in front of this is nothing but a data engineer. This is the person who's going to do all the work now, right? Now I'll give you another use case. Why are you thinking about Amazon? Forget about Amazon. I'll talk about our own company, KSR Datavizon. Right? So forget about all Amazon, Flipkart. I'm going to talk about a case study, which is a very similar to what we are facing currently in our institute. We are facing some problem. Let me tell you what is that. You all people have joined this session because some or the other way you have got a message. It could be either in a Telegram, you could have seen in your WhatsApp, the link which you have joined today, you could have got in Instagram, you could have got in Facebook, you could have got in WhatsApp. Now, what we have done is we are going to launch a new course. Call it as XYZ. We are going to publish it into a YouTube video now. Imagine once we start uploading a YouTube video, all of the people who are interested on this course will start calling us. And it's not only from YouTube. We are getting the calls from different set of people, like we are getting calls from Facebook. Some people are getting the number and link in WhatsApp. Some people are getting from LinkedIn. Some people are getting from Instagram. And this is where we are getting the data. And this is where we are getting the students who are calling from different platforms. Now, to take one step forward, from Facebook, we have got 49 people who have inquired about this new course. From Telegram, we have got 81 students who have inquired about this course. And in reality, currently I'm telling you, in KSR, we have 5 people who's managing this 5 platforms. Literally speaking, one person is completely taking care of Facebook data. One person is taking care of Telegram, one person WhatsApp, one person LinkedIn, one person Instagram. And there is high likely chance that a student can be reached out in 2 platforms. I'll tell you a use case. Today morning, I just dropped a message to KSR in Instagram. They did not reply immediately. So immediately I went with WhatsApp. So they responded immediately in WhatsApp. Now what happens? One lead, one student, he has been contacted in multiple ways. Instagram person is also calling. The people who are in this, all these are KSR people. All these are KSR people. All these 5 people are KSR people. And this sales telecaller people are calling to students who has reached out from different platforms. There is a possibility that there could be students who are reaching out in 2 or 3 platforms, right? So you would have inquired in Instagram as well as you could have inquired in WhatsApp. Now, why you need two times? If I call you more than once, what you do? You'll just disconnect the call, correct? You will have experienced this in your credit card, personal loan, right? You would have experienced this, right? The same thing is happening now. If a student has been contacted in multiple platforms, there is high likely chance that the student will get frustration and he may drop out. I want to improvise this. In KSR, 5 people have been given responsibility for the 5 platforms. Is it really required? A student can be present in 2 or more files and there can be some duplicates. This is a solution number 1. Well, what I am going to do now, I am going to come up with a proposed solution. And what is that proposed solution is? First, you collect all the files, whoever have contacted us, let's put everything into one single data source. Right? From the data source, we'll start figuring it out. We'll start removing some duplicates. We'll start removing some null values. We'll start removing some junk values. We'll do some data cleaning. We'll do some data transformations. And then as a result, we will start communicating this to a CEO. In this, 5 people are reaching out to CEO. CEO will get frustration. But here, one person is enough to communicate. And who is that person? Well, that person is called data engineer. This person is called data engineer. Well, in order to give more clarity on who is a data engineer, just listen carefully. Data engineer is a person who is getting the data from the different data sources, organizing into one structure, doing the data cleaning, doing the data transformations, and trying to bring the useful information to our leaders. And that is what we have. Data engineer. Well, rather than 5 people doing a work, now I have a person who can do the entire work, and that person is you. Who are you? Data engineer. Right? So with all these use cases, let's get into the subject now. We have so many applications. If you open your smartphone now, okay, I understand that you're taking class. I understand that you're attending session. Just minimize it and go and count the number of applications in your Android mobile or iOS mobile. You will have minimum 25 applications. You will have minimum 25 applications, and Google Play Store is having 3.5 million apps. Can you believe this? 3.5 million apps Google Store is having. And we do also have a Apple Store, which is 1.6. Well, the world is getting into an applications like anything. You have millions of applications that is present in your Play Store. I'm talking about a simple company called KSR. KSR is crowned to be a startup company where it's a very small company with 40 to 50 employees. But if you see here, there are so many big companies. In KSR itself, we are facing a challenge when we are getting the data in the different formats or different platforms. Imagine when you're talking about Amazon, Flipkart, all these companies, how much of customers are getting the data and how much of vendors are involved and how much of data is coming into the picture, right? A simple problem that we have itself, we are taking help from 5 people. Imagine if the data is also getting from the different data source with all this company, what will happen? What will happen? Correct? And all these applications which have recently launched in the last 20 years, right? In the last 20 years, and everything has happened from 2004 onwards. Today, very popular applications like Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, all this, if you see, all this is just 15 to 20 years old. Today, we are wondering like how this came into existence. Like we are the generation who have been with the system with smartphones and without smartphones. Right? And all these data problems we had right from 2004 itself when most of the application was launched, but it was not that big. But in the current system, everyone is having smartphone, everyone is using internet, and everyone is generating data. And that is a reason now we are into a problem where the data is not being possibly storing in your current system. We're not able to store properly. The data is coming like anything. Imagine like your data is like a tsunami. It doesn't know when it comes. But if it comes, it will wash up the complete system. That is what is happening in the current trend. Now, I'm talking about only KSR. If I talk outside KSR, there are a lot of companies, there are a lot of other things which is happening in the market. How can we manage the data? If suddenly data is coming from different systems, how will I manage it? Well, let's talk about few solutions as well. And we all know that we are using all these applications, but ideally, these are all the applications which are generating more data. Just look at the right side of your screen. 2.37 billion users are using Facebook of today. 1.5 billion people are using WhatsApp. And you are one, I am the one. Show me a person who have never used WhatsApp. I don't have. Even my parents, grandparents are using it. That is how the trend has been, right? And we need to also understand that you're using a lot of applications. Have you ever thought every second 1.7 mega data of megabytes is getting generated, right? In one day, Google is actually solving 3.5 billion search. Just before the class, I was also browsing cricket match score. It's a browse. Just before this morning, I was also looking for some location. So I was looking for Google. Like this, we have 40,000 search happening every second. Every second, 1, 2, 3. In this 3 seconds, you would have already had 1 lakh searches. How is it possible? Right? With all that, you can also see that 41 lakh users are watching YouTube video currently. 4 lakh tweets has been happening every minute. Forget about all that. 46 images has been getting posted on Instagram every single minute. Now, how these companies are able to store the data and able to process the data? Well, they do have a quality data engineers in the team who are taking care of all this. And that's why they're able to manage all this, right? Now, all this is happening, and it is all the reason that why big data came into picture. Now, data has become a big data now, right? Now, data, we all know it's a piece of information, but what is big data? Big data is something which is enormously high, which is not being able to store in the system. And the reason why the data is getting keep on increasing in the current market as well as in the current system, it's all because of the internet usage. Everyone is using internet, everyone is using smartphones, everyone is using sensors, everyone is using smart device, and moreover, it is actually a user friendly. If you want to use a smartphone, you need not be an educated or you need not go to school or college. You give it to a 5-year-old kid, he will use it better than you. You give it to a 60-year-old person, he will use better than you. That is why it is user friendly. Well, all the systems as making us to have a big data. Well, now my problem comes, if the data is growing bigger, where do you store? Where do you store? Right? I had purchased a small watch. Okay. I was able to store in my room. Then I purchased one laptop. I was able to store in my room. I purchased one air cooler. I was able to store in my room. I purchased one television. I was able to purchase in my room. Now, I purchased one car. Do you think I can keep my car inside my home? Not possible. That is a situation now we are facing. The data has grown bigger and bigger and bigger. And unfortunately, we don't have a proper system to store the data. That's the ideal scenario now. And who is going to help us? It's none other than the data engineers, who is going to be you and it's going to be me, who is going to help the complete companies to store the huge data. Right? Now with this, we'll see why it is really important. Can we ignore it? So we have got leads from different environment today. Like a lot of people called us from Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. I'll just focus on WhatsApp and I'll ignore Facebook. Is it possible? If I do that, that means I am not running a good business, right? The more the data, more the analysis, more the results, more the profit. Well, this is very, very important in terms of data. Please don't ignore data because it's very useful for decision making. You can never ignore a single data point because ignoring a single data point can exactly make your company to turn upside down. You have to have a proper data for getting your business information and the clarity about your business. And this reason, I can never ever ignore data points. Even though I'm getting data like anything, I have to go and store it. There is no other go. There is no other go, right? Now, suddenly there is actually raining in Bangalore, right? Whoever is in Bangalore would have been witnessed a rain today, very heavy rain from 4 o'clock. The match between New Zealand and Pakistan, which is happening in Bangalore currently, is also being put on hold. Like the play has been stopped because of the heavy rain. The image which you're seeing on the screen, it's been taken from my terrace, right? Now, just imagine if it is rained suddenly so heavily, what is happening? The image which you're seeing is been taken from my terrace. Just imagine what is this situation now? And you know why the area has been so clumsy? Do you know why the area is so clumsy? Because suddenly it has rained so heavily. Water never finds a place to settle. That's why it's been like completely on the road. Water is actually spread across the streets. Water is entering the house as well, and completely normalizes affected. Suddenly, if it has rained heavily in my area, this is the things happening. And when I go and complain to government or when I go and talk to my counselors, the actual reason for this type of situation which has happened in my area today, it is all because of there was no proper rainwater harvesting. There is no proper planning. And moreover, this is a very, very important point. We were not being prepared to handle this type of situation before. Suddenly it has got rain. We were not being prepared. It has never happened. It is such a huge rain. And that is the reasons why we are not able to manage the rainwater properly. This is a situation that has happened today. This is a situation that has happened today. I'll give you another use case. I'll give another use case. Today morning, my mom invited few of the relatives for a get together. I clearly told them, Saturday morning, you invite one family for breakfast. Saturday afternoon, you invite one family for lunch. And Saturday night, you invite one family for dinner. So you do it for 2 days so that you can have a good interaction with all the 6 families. You know what my mom did? My mom called everyone and told everyone to come on the same day. When all of your relatives come to your home suddenly, around 40 people, if 40 people are coming to your home suddenly, the main problem that you will have is they will never find a place to settle. And unfortunately, we did not been prepared to serve for 40 people. We thought to get for 20 people. Since it's a weekend, all of my family members brought their kids, friends, relatives as well. So usually one person is expected from one home. 4 people came. So almost 10 families, food shortage, very congested. I'm living in a flat which is 30 cross 40, which is 1,200 square feet. But here, 40 people. How will I able to serve them better? This is also something which happened today. The example which I gave, rain, which happened at 4 o'clock, and this is something which happened in 11 o'clock in the morning. Everyone were like a bit disturbed. Why these people have called everyone together? Now the house itself is very clumsy now. They don't have place to sit as well. In a 3 BHK room, in a 3 BHK house, how can you have 40 people affording? Then I go and went with reasons. No proper planning. We did not plan properly. We invited everyone together, right? And we were not being prepared to handle this situation because in the recent times, we did not get that huge people to our house. So we were not being able to prepare what they need and no proper arrangements. All this were the reasons. All this were the reasons. carefully understand, 40 people I am not able to manage today. 40 people who is coming to my house today, I am not able to manage them, right? The data that has happened, the data that is increased so far across the system set, 40 gigabytes. We only know megabyte, we only know gigabyte, we only know terabyte. If someone is asking what is your laptop size, I'll say 1 TB. Today, this is actually 10 followed by 21 zeros bytes. 40 people you're not able to manage in your house. How will you manage 40 gigabytes of data which is coming from different systems? That's the current problem. Just like if suddenly it starts raining, and just like if suddenly some relatives come to your home, and what if suddenly data also flows like this into your company? Today, maybe we have a very less people, I were able to manage it. What if 3,000 people join the session right away today? We were not being prepared. That's the same situation now all the companies are facing. We were not able to manage the system. If suddenly it like starts raining, or if suddenly starts relative coming to your house, the same situation if happens to your business, if same situation happens to your organization, if suddenly data starts flowing into system, suddenly what will happen? The complete system will be disturbed. Do you have the capacity to handle? Do you have the capacity to process it? Do you have the capacity of handling variety of data? Well, if you don't have the capacity, your complete application will become a disaster. Relatives, at least they will adjust it. Do you think data will adjust? 40 gigabytes. I keep saying this in every session. Every single data point is an asset for me. I can never afford to lose a single data point ever. How can I manage this? Well, all these are the problems that we are facing in all of the organization, and even KSR is also facing the same situation. Suddenly many people will call, suddenly many people will start inquiring, suddenly many people will come from the different platforms. How can we manage it? We have only 4 to 5 people in KSR. Do you think we 4 to 5 people can manage the entire 6,000 to 7,000 students? That's practically impossible. Well, we need to find a system in order to manage all these data points. And who is the person who's going to do that? It's you, it's me, who is called data engineer. Well, now we'll talk about the data engineering. We are finally getting into the topic. All this use case, all these examples, keep this aside. Now we'll talk about what is data engineering. Data engineering is a person, you and me, who are all data engineers, who are going to gather the data first, organize them, do the transformations, and also help the companies to make some decisions. Well, in general, I've given with the 3 shortcuts here, which is called ETL. What you're doing? You're extracting the data from different data source. You're doing some data cleaning, data transformations, some additional information you'll add, and finally, you're loading into a table. Well, this is what a data engineer will do. The reason is there is no one in the current system who can do all this work together. And that is why we have a very specific requirements for data engineers all over the world, whether you're from India, US, UK, Canada, Germany, Mexico, wherever you are in the world, this technology is in demand because we already know how the data is being coming from the different systems. For the last 45 minutes, I'm speaking, right? My audio, my video, my screen, everything is getting recorded. It is almost the size of 1 GB. Where will I store this 1 GB? Every day I'm taking 5 classes. That means every day I'm generating 5 GB of data. Where am I storing? Where am I storing? You're watching Netflix, Hotstar, YouTube, Amazon Prime. How much of data you're consuming? How is that possible? Have you ever thought like every single day how much of internet you're using? How much of data that you're generating? That's the reason for this technology. When data has been coming on from different systems, how do you manage it? Why it is needed? Well, definitely bringing the data into one place is really important. And without data engineers, never ever think about data science or data analyst. Without data engineers, you never think about anything else. You can live without one hand. You can live without one leg. You can even live without your one kidney. And you can even live without a brain as well. We call that person as brain dead person. But you can never live without heart. That's what data engineers is. Every technology depends on data engineers. If you can master this, and you are like a heart in the entire market in IT. You're like a art, which without heart, there is no other technologies, right? And I was talking about data engineers, and suddenly we got something called ETL, extracting the data, transforming the data and loading into a system. And that is what we do in real time. We all get the data from different data sources, and we need to figure out how we can do it. Today morning, just to have some function in my home, we thought of inviting people. So I thought maybe what is there? I do have a WhatsApp contact. I'll just send the invite. You know what happened suddenly? My mom came with her mobile saying that these are all my friends. My sister came. She told these are all my friends. My dad came. He told these are all his friends and my friends. Now what I need to do? I need to send the invitation not for only my contacts. I have to gather all the contacts from all the smartphones. And what work I've done? Data engineer. Some of the contacts will be overlapped. My cousins, family members will be there in my contact and they'll be in my mom's contact. Do you think I'll send twice? Definitely not. So what I'm doing, I'm getting the data, which is called extraction. I'm removing the duplicates, which is called transformation. And then I'm putting into an automation, which automatically the emails or the mails will, the message will go to them. Invitation, I have to put into a one single system that is called load, which is nothing but ETL. So the first thing which you have to do as part of the data engineers is ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. If you do this, automatically you'll be able to get this problem resolved. A very simple example. I always get screwed for this in my home. Even though I'm working in my Microsoft, even though I'm taking in classes, doesn't matter for me and my mom if I don't follow this discipline. In my cupboard, I'll always have like this, not like this. I always like this. Today morning, I wanted to go for one function, which is my friend's reunion. We all thought of going with a green dress. In order to find the green dress from my cupboard, I have to pull everything out and I have to pick that green dress. I nearly spent 30 minutes for searching the green shirt. Nearly 30 minutes for searching the green shirt. But here I took 5 minutes. This is the best example for you. If data is scattered like this, like a cloth, just think each cloth is like a one data point. Your shirt, your pant, whatever it is, every single shirt is like a data point, one data. If it is like A, do you think you can go and run your business? Do you think you want to search anything? Do you think you can go and do it? Definitely not. Everyone prefers my mom in a small house with a family of 4 members when she can expect the data to be like this. Why the companies which is running for a long time with a billion on millions of revenue generation, will they not expect the data to be like this? Will they not expect? And that is what the companies are expecting. And unfortunately, there is no one in the person who is cleaning from A to B, arranging from A to B, and organizing from A to B. And in between, you are the person who is going to do this. It's not something who will do it. In your home, your mom will do. And for the organizations, it's you who is going to do this. And you're called as data engineers. Right? This is what everyone wants. My mom itself wants to be the house to be like as clean as be. Don't you think companies will expect this? Don't you think the companies will expect this? And that is why they're searching for a people who can clean this. And you know what? For folding, for cleaning, for transforming, keeping it in a separate cupboard, you are getting paid like anything. And you're not folding the clothes here. You're actually folding like a data points, the actual data, the business data. Who will not do this work? From an unstructured, unorganized place where you want to clean it, where you want to order it, if you want to arrange it, and you're getting paid in lakhs, who will not do that? And that is why they are hiring data engineers. Well, currently what is happening, don't focus more on the keywords, which we're going to discuss later. But as of today, we are getting the data from different systems. We are moving to certain systems and we are again separating it. And finally, we are reporting it. This is what is a typical ETL process that we are going to do as part of the data engineer. Very simple example, you have to put from this to this. Rather than companies are searching for 30 minutes, they want to search the data in 5 minutes. And that is what they're hiring data engineers, right? Now, these are all the current system which is already present in the market, right? There are already certain tools in the market, which is called SAS, Oracle, SAP, Informatica, and all these are the already present tools which can do ETL for you. What is ETL? Arranging, cleaning. Just like you have washing machine and you have an iron box, which can wash your clothes and you can you can iron your clothes and you can arrange it. You already have two systems to do the arrangements. Similarly, there are already companies in the market which can do your work. But unfortunately, all these technologies which you're seeing on the screen is becoming old and old. It's becoming old and old. And now we have to find a solution. How can we do this ETL process? These tools which you're seeing, unfortunately, they're not able to handle the heavy data. Imagine this all tools which can do ETL for you, extraction, transformation, cleaning, loading, everything. Imagine like this as a balloon. A balloon can be blown only to a certain extent. Anything more than that capacity, if you start blowing the balloon will burst. That is what is happening in the current system as well. We already have many tools in the market. We already have many tools in the market, which is actually doing the ETL for you, getting the data, cleaning, transforming, everything it is doing. But in the current century, 21st century, and in the current year, what is happening? This type of tools is not being able to manage your heavy data because this is like a small balloon. Certain extent, you will blow it. Anything more than that, it will burst. That is why many of the applications which you're seeing on the screen, it is getting bursted. And in order to overcome that, you cannot buy big balloon, right? So capital cost, investment cost, and once the data is balloon is bursted, whatever the air which is inside the balloon is also lost. So all these are the balloon problem, which is an on-premises balloon problem. And in order to tackle that, we will go with something called parachutes, or a big balloon which you can see, which flies high in the sky. We need to find a balloon like that. And that is nothing but my cloud. That is nothing but my cloud. In order to give you more context on this current on-prem problem, just focus on this use case. Today, KSR Datavizon is having 1 terabyte of students' information. How many students are joining? How many students are attending the class? How many students are taking the sessions? How many students are getting placed? All this information I have currently. Today, all the KSR Datavizon data, it's Santosh who's maintaining in his personal laptop. In my personal laptop, which is a current system which you're seeing on the screen, is where I'm managing all the students' information of KSR. But tomorrow, assume that as a startup company, even we have improved. Tomorrow, KSR Datavizon data reaches to 10 terabyte. Do you expect me to buy 10 laptops? Do you expect me to buy 10 laptops? Today, it's 1 laptop, 1 lakh rupee. I can manage my 1 terabyte of data. Tomorrow, we are increasing, more students are coming, more courses we are taking, more batches we are taking. Now, 1 lakh, I will say 1 terabyte, if it is increasing to 10 terabyte, do you expect me to buy? Do you expect me to spend 10 lakhs for running a business for this maintenance? Assume that even if I have money to buy, who will go and manage 10 laptops? Even Ravana has only 10 heads, not 10 hands. Where will I go and work? Where will I go and work? What I should do? I should hire 10 people. And for the 10 people, do you think they're all my cousins who can work free for me? I have to pay them. I have to pay them salary. Where will I go? If 1 terabyte is becoming 10 terabyte, where will I go and see my managing the data? And that's the challenge which I have currently now. In order to tackle this, I was worrying. Should I really spend 10 lakhs is something which I was thinking. And suddenly someone comes from sky and says that, boss, why are you spending 10 lakhs? You just give me 3 lakhs. I will manage your data. I will keep your data secure. I'll keep your data secure. I'll completely take care of your data. You need not worry. Why are you buying 10 laptops? You give it to your data to me. I will take ownership. That type of thing someone was telling me, and those things is told by cloud computing. Those things were told by cloud computing. And suddenly someone from the sky comes and says that, boss, don't worry. Why are you buying 10 laptops? You don't worry. I will make sure that you give me just 3 lakhs. You focus on your class. You focus on your training. You focus on the subject. You give the data to me. I will take care of it. In the same time, when I'm taking the class, if I get another call from a student outside this session, do you think I can pick the call? Definitely not. My current session will get affected, right? So there should be a specific person who can manage a specific work. I cannot go and talk to each and every student. I cannot go and collect the fees. My responsibility is to take class for you. My responsibility is to teach a subject for you. And that is what I am doing. And there are a lot of other people in the KSR team who is taking different roles. Similarly, in tomorrow's case, if I'm getting 10 terabyte of data, do you think I can manage the 10 terabyte of data in my laptop? Definitely not possible. I need to find a way, and we were struggling to spend 10 lakhs. Suddenly from the sky, someone falls and says that, boss, don't worry, you don't spend 10 lakhs. You just give me 3 lakhs. I will take care of your data. I will monitor it. I will manage it. I will do everything. That organizing, like the cupboard example which I gave, organizing, transforming, cleaning, storing, everything, I will take care. Why are you worrying? That was told by cloud services. And one such cloud services that what we are going to learn in our session will be Microsoft Azure. A simple example I'll take it. You have a pen drive. You have a pen drive. This pen drive can store your 8 GB of data. This pen drive you have from 4 companies, one from Samsung, one from Sony, one from Tencent, one from SanDisk. Similarly, the storage service, the cloud service, we have 4 cloud service in the market, and the one which we are going to use will be Azure. And now, all this time, I was also talking about data engineering. Now, just add a word before that, you will become Azure Data Engineer. You're managing the complete data engineering solutions with the help of one cloud, which is nothing but Azure. So by end of this course, by end of this batch, you people will be crowned as Azure Data Engineer. And you can apply for a role which is going to be Azure Data Engineering role. And please do remember that this becomes a foundation for all the other courses. Without this, there is no other technology in the market. And that's the right choice you can make for your learning your data engineering course. And it's an online platform which we will be helping us in managing the systems. If I simply click a button, automatically I'll be getting a server for it. And in the server, I can store the data, right? And another thing which I want to tell you is, I'll now that I'm coming towards the end of the session, I'll be answering each one of your question. Before that, I'll give you a high level. What are the questions you may have it with the help of this course? In order to learn this course, you have to have a roadmap. You have to have a roadmap. So we have to learn SQL and Python. SQL is a language in order to communicate to a database. Python is a language where you have to learn a coding where you can go and talk to another data file formats. I've told you the main responsibility is to bring the data into one place and do a data cleaning. Who is responsible for data cleaning? It's nothing but SQL and Python. So this becomes a primary 2 languages that you need to know. And I've also told you how you can arrange the data properly, how you can put the specific data into a specific tables. And for that, you need to know data warehousing. And I've told you there is a problem here. There is a problem here. And what is the problem? The data is getting bigger and bigger. In order to maintain that, we have to learn Hadoop and Spark, which becomes a solution to handle this big data problem. But it is currently in the on-premises. If I want to move to a cloud where cloud becomes an effective solution, we have to learn one cloud computing. And in order to learn the cloud computing, we are going with Azure. And that's the roadmap for being a data engineer. And the other thing which I would also talk about it is, as long as you people are using smartphones, internet, or you're all exploring Swiggy, Zomato, Amazon, Flipkart, etc., 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 and until and unless you are stop using this, the demand for data engineers will keep on increasing. And we are expecting by 26 and 28, the number of openings will be increased to 60% to 80%. Well, today is the right time for you to get scaled up, and this is a right opportunity for you to learn and get skilled in the upcoming technologies. Sooner or the later, you have to go and learn. One point of time in future, for sure, they're going to make it mandatory for knowing the data-driven technologies. The better you start, the early you start, by end of 26 and 28, you can stabilize your entire career. And in terms of opportunities, I'll tell you, actually, I should have rephrased this slide. I should have given where you don't have an opportunity for data engineers. That I should have given. And you would have never seen any component there because everywhere data is involved. Everywhere in your healthcare, data is involved. Banking, you have your account, you have your balance, you have your saving account, you have your traditional accounts. For everything, you have a data. Right? E-commerce, telecommunication, travel. If you want to travel something, you have to go and book bus in the red bus. It's a data. So this is a slide which I want to tell. Opportunities is in every domain. It is not sticking only to banking, or it's not sticking only to health. You have opportunities everywhere. And as I said, the technology which is booming in the market, you can almost get 4 times your experience. A normal software engineer, a normal software engineer will be having A normal software engineer will be having 2x times the experience. For example, if it's 2 years, he can expect maximum of 4 LPA. Okay, if it's 3 years experience, he can expect a package of 6 lakhs per annum. 6 lakhs per annum. But if you're a data engineer, for same 3 years of experience, you can expect up to 12 lakhs per annum. Monthly 1 lakh. If you are 3 years experience, and if you're being a data engineer, this is a salary. Compare it. A normal software getting 6 lakhs and data engineers getting 12 lakhs. For a normal software engineer who is working as a Java developer or a testing or .NET, a normal technologies where you have ocean of people here. If you go and search for Java engineering, there will be millions of people who will say that I know Java. The salary for 5 years experience, you can get only 10 lakhs. But the same 5 years experience, if you are a data engineer, you can almost get 5 into 4, 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs salary for 5 years experience. What else you need? The most demanded technology in the current market. And if you can see, there are people who have also got 60 lakhs package, and the average is also something around 17 lakhs. A very, very high job trend in the current market. Even in this recession time, even in this time where the layoffs is happening, I have been taking interviews for my company, and all the interviews which I've taken is data engineers. That is a demand that we have in the market. At last, for who can go for this course? So this is the most common question that everyone will have. Well, this is actually used for, I'll go from bottom to top. If you want a very high package, choose this subject. There are a lot of other skills as well. Data analytics, machine learning, coming with the business analytics, let a lot of other things as well. But if you want to get a very high package, please go for this. Okay, people want to shift from non-technical to technical, because non-technical, we all have very less salary. We all have very less salary. You can also choose this. Right? And talking about a career switch, if you're trying to switch, you can always do it. And if you also want to enhance your skills, we can go for that. And we also say that for freshers also, we have a good opportunities. As a fresher, if you say that I'm 2022 pass out, and if I go to a job, I have learned the testing, I have learned Java, people will never even value you. But if you go as a data engineer, they'll say that, okay, with this experience, with the 0 years experience, you still know the advanced concepts. Let me hire you. That is the opportunity you can give and get as a freshers. Right? So these are all the opportunities. And you can also say that these are all the people who are, if you are coming from this background, you can go for it. And another one is also, if you have a career gap, if you also have a career gap, you can learn it. But what is really required is you need to have bit of a very strong practice. You have to practice whatever is being taught in the class. Okay. And at last, after completing this course, you will be expert in SQL, Python, big data, PySpark, and cloud computing. And this is all you're going to learn. And one last thing which I need to say is you can learn this technology from anywhere else. But the reason why we ask you to decide, because you need a platform where you can learn everything at one place. We, KSR Datavizon, known to be one of the startup company. We are all not trainers. I'm telling you, I'm not a trainer. I'm not a mentor. I'm working for a company. Whatever I'm doing in the company, I'm going to teach you here. It's something which I'm not prepared my notes, or I've not written any notes to talk about you. For the last 1 hour, whatever I've spoke, it's a completely a spontaneous presentation which I've given you, because I've been doing this for years now. And whatever I'm doing in my organization, I'm going to explain here. There are a lot of trainers who just read and come, but we are the trainers who are actually doing it, what we are doing it, and that is what we are teaching here. Choose a platform where you understand the topics. And we are going to give you live examples, what is happening in the current market, all the live examples. That's what I keep saying. Whatever I did in the morning, I given as an example. Whatever I did yesterday, that will be taught today in the class. We are going to cover almost 70 to 80 hours of complete training on data engineering. And once you clear this, once you pass this, once you learn this, we'll also help you in providing interview guidance, mock interviews. We'll make sure that you get prepared for interviews, and we will also help you with your resume preparation. We'll understand what is your background, which year pass out you are. Each one will be assigned with one mentor, and you will be given a resume for that. And based on that, you will be applying for jobs. This is something which I want to tell you about KSR. We is like a one-stop shop. You go to any training center, you have to learn part by part. SQL you have to learn once, Python you have to learn once, big data you have to learn once. But here we are going to teach everything under one umbrella. In this entire session, in this entire batch, we are going to teach you all the required subjects. As a data engineer, you'll be mainly focusing on data cleaning, data transformation. And there are other tools or other roles as well, data analyst and data scientist. Data analyst plays a major role in converting the store data into insights where they'll be using some BI tools. Data scientist, they'll solve the problem. But you are the base here. Without you, there is no one can ever do any other work. Right? So with that, I would like to conclude my session. I'm open to all your questions. Please unmute yourself and ask your questions. I'm ready to answer each one of your questions. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions?
Good evening, sir. Myself, Singham Sai Kumar here.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I have learned other technologies like MSBI. I am finding hard to get a interview calls, at least as a fresher, sir. How can I get benefited by data engineering roles from your side, sir?
See, as a data engineer, you will have a lot of opportunities compared to BI tools, MSBI or Power BI or SQL. Because that overall the MSBI is something which has been coming to end, and we have started using a BI tool for that. But as a data engineer, definitely you can get some opportunities. Reach out to the number which has been displayed on the screen. First, we will help you why you are not getting calls. We will help you to check. Our mentors will check your resume. Being a fresher, see, data analytics is also in demand. Data engineering is also demand. So since you have already scaled up, you've already learned MSBI tools, still you're not getting calls, there is something wrong with your resume. So please call to the number which has been displayed. Please make sure that you call on Monday, and we will be taking your resume. We will be reviewing it. If it's still correct and if you're still not getting opportunities, we will start learning data engineering for your experience. So 0 years experience as a fresher, start learning data engineering so that we will provide you good opportunities. We will help you to prepare your profile. We will help you to come up with your resume. And finally, we will also guide you to the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Santosh.
Yes.
Junaid here.
Yes.
We need any basic knowledge to start this course?
One basic requirement is whatever I've spoken for 1 hour, if you have understood, that's the prerequisite.
Okay.
Nothing else.
And what is the course of this course? Fees of this course?
The course duration comes around 4.5 months. Okay. The classes will be from 8 to 9:30 p.m. IST time. That is late evening. Okay. And the fees is around 27,000, where which we include, you will be learning soft skills. You'll be learning SQL, Python, PySpark, big data, Azure services. And also we'll be helping you with the resume preparation, interview guidance, mock interviews. And for more details on the fees, please check with our team. The classes will be there from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be off for practice and doubts. Any other questions?
Hi, Santosh sir. This is Inchara.
Yes.
I have one doubt. Like, do we get access to the Azure account for the practicing of the pipelines that we create, or should we use the free subscription that is?
For this course, free subscription is more than enough. We'll be helping you how to create your account, and the credit which they are giving around 12,000 or 13,000 should be more than enough for you to practice. Clear?
Hello,
Yes.
Santosh, can we get recorded lectures for this?
Definitely yes. If you're not able to like attend the live class, definitely you can get the recordings as well. And 8 to 9:30 is a class. By 10 o'clock, you will be getting the recording. If you're not able to attend the class, you can go with live. Even the questions which I'm answering now is getting recorded. So obviously you will be getting all the recordings within the same day.
No, I'm asking, can we get only the recorded lectures?
Yes, you can get it. What I'm saying is if you're not able to attend the live, you can always go with the recording, the current batch. If you also want to have a completed batch, the previous batches would have taken, right? If you want that recording, you can still get that as well.
And if we have any doubt, how can we ask the doubts?
We'll be added to a WhatsApp group, community group, and we also have a support email ID, Teams email ID. You can always go and reach out to the mentors. If mentors are not responding, I will also be responding. I'll also be part of the WhatsApp group. If you have questions, you can always post there. 24/7, we'll give you support.
Okay, and after the course, are you going to support for resume building or such?
Why after course? Before course only, we are going to help you. Before the last day of the session, we will help you all of the mock interviews, resume preparation, understanding each and everyone's background. We'll be helping you with your resume. That is what we are going to help you. Clear?
I have a doubt. Do we have an option to choose AWS instead of Azure?
No, sorry. This is a batch only for Azure. If you want to join for AWS, there is another course taken by another trainer, which is nothing but AWS Data Engineer. You have to join that sessions.
Okay.
Hi Santosh, are you starting with SQL, the course?
Actually, what is happening is we have already, let me tell you what has happened. This is a roadmap for data engineers, which is going to be 4.5 months. Okay. So we are not waiting for 4.5 months to start a new batch. What we do is SQL, we accept new admission. And Python, we accept new admission. Okay. After this is going to be continuation. So what has happened for this batch, which is started in the month of October, the data engineering course, we have started in the month of October 2023. We've already completed SQL. So we're going to start this batch from Monday. That is, today's date is 4th, right? So 6th of November, we are going to start with Python. We are accepting new admission. That is why we are like giving a demo today. Once you join, you'll be directly learning from Python. So November 6th, you'll be learning from Python. But you'll also be getting a recording of SQL for in this current batch only you'll be getting. If you're really requiring a SQL live classes, we will be taking one more batch. There you can attend the SQL classes. Because again, we cannot wait for 4.5 months again to start this new batch, right? So that is the reason we are accepting new admission to this too. For learning Python, SQL is not mandatory. For learning SQL, Python is not mandatory. It's two unique subjects. But for this, Python and SQL will be mandatory. So here we are going to not accept any new admissions. With this known knowledge, we can directly jump into this type of technologies. So from Monday, we are going to start with Python. So you can directly attend Python. Parallelly, you can also go with SQL, or if you are like waiting to attend SQL, you can join any of the batches in SQL. With respect to KSR, we do have 4 to 5 batches that is happening. You can join SQL wherever you want. You can learn SQL, and from Python, you can learn here from Monday. The only reason why we have brought up this type of is we cannot wait for 4.5 months because it's a demand technology. So we don't want it to wait, and we don't want it to waste the opportunities. And that is the reason we have come up with this type of approach. So from Monday, we are going to start with Python.
Does having a Snowflake knowledge will be added advantage?
Definitely, yes. If you already know Snowflake, it's again one of the data warehousing system. Knowing either AWS or Azure or Snowflake will be always an advantage. But mainly we require Azure knowledge for this course, Spark and Hadoop. But anything other than this, it's an advantage for you.
Okay, thank you.
Santosh?
Yes.
Sorry, in Azure, you are going to teach each and every models, or only the models which are useful for data engineering?
We
Only
have
those
200
models.
services. We have 200 services. We cannot learn all 200 services. Whatever is required for data engineering, that we will be learning. To be precise, we will be teaching around 10 to 12 services, which we'll be using for pipelines. Okay. If you don't have any questions, one last thing which I want to tell is we are going to start Python from 4th November. The classes will begin from 8 o'clock p.m. The first week, that is the complete week, 5 classes, KSR is going to give you for free. You need not pay anything. Just attend the class for first 1 week. Just attend the class for 1 week. If you like it, if you're understanding it, then we will talk about joining the class. Please utilize at least the first 5 free classes. Today, however you got the link, the same link you will be getting in your WhatsApp groups or wherever you got it. Please utilize this first 5 classes. After 5 classes, you think, okay, am I going to learn this? Is it going to be helpful? Am I understanding this? Can I take a decision? After 5 days, you take a decision. But at least for the first week, attend it. It's free, right? What is there? You just need to open the link, sit in front of the system, attend it. So please attend from November 6th. Actually, it's Monday. So Monday is going to start with the new Python. So please attend it. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, sir. I just have a question.
Yes.
At the end of the course, is it solely our responsibility to approach for companies through Naukri, LinkedIn, or there will be some help from your side?
See, we will help you. We will help you. Okay. We also have some 6 to 7 tie-up companies. If you're in India, we'll definitely help you. But let's say, for example, in a batch, there are 100 people. All 100 people, we cannot push it to a startup companies. I mean, to a tie-up companies, right? I'll be picking the best students, whoever has done the assignments, whoever is answering the class, because at the end of the day, we don't want to lose our name. We don't want to lose our reputation. So among the 100 people, we'll be picking the top people who has done all the assignments, are able to answer the questions. We'll be taking the mock interviews for all the 100 people. Whoever is answering, we will push your profile to the startups. And all the tie-up companies will not have all the 100 openings, right? They may have maximum of 5 to 6. So the first 5 to 6 opportunities will be given for the people who are from our batch. Rest of the people will be helping you where you can search a job, how to reach out the HRs. We will also be giving you some HR numbers. Most of the companies contacts we know, HR contacts we know. So we'll be helping you with the details. You need to approach it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. If you don't have any question, we'll stop the session now.